Welcome back to Newegg TV. I'm Seth, and today I'm here with Tuan from ASUS. This is going to be a little bit like if the Buddha was on an episode of MTV Cribs, because we're going to be taking a look at the Zenpads, the C7 and the 10, which are all a great introduction to the world of tablets, and a little bit later on, the flagship S8. So today in front of us, we got the Zenpads. Clearly the screen sizes are different, but they have a lot in common. Give me the breakdown.
They are powered by an Intel Atom X3 processor, formerly known as Sophia. The C7 has a 1024 by 600 resolution screen and a gig of RAM, 10-inch. You get a 1280 by 800 screen, and you get 2 gigs of RAM. They have 16 gigs of storage on board.
So tell me a little bit about the screens. What kind of panel do these have?
So all have IPS panel, so you get a nice wide viewing angle so you can use it by yourself or share with a bunch of other people. Once you step up to the 10, you get what we call true to life technology, which is essentially HDR video. It has dynamic contrast. It makes the image look a lot better and more realistic.
Cool, so that it doesn't look all washed out. You really get like that great viewing experience.
Yeah, you get
vibrant.
Yeah, it's just a lot more vibrant and it just looks a lot better.
So I know these Zenpads have a blue light filter in them, meaning that if you were watching something for a long time or working, or more likely just gaming for a long time, your eyes don't get so tired. What other features are included to help with the screen?
So we include the Splendid utility, so you can adjust your color balance for your content. The blue light filters, actually, you can turn it on and off using the Splendid utility as well.
So sometimes different content requires different color balance, right?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you look at photos, you want it to be a little bit bluer. Sometimes you're reading text, you want it just whiter, I guess. So. And
it's easy to switch back and forth between all those profiles.
There's presets, and then you can actually manually adjust the color temperature.
If you're really into adjusting color temperature. Talk to me a little bit about the ZenUI.
So you take Android 5.0 Lollipop and then add ZenUI on top of it. So we add features such as Kids Mode, Zen Motion, theming support, so you can download custom themes, alter completely how the OS looks to your preference.
The Kids Mode so that people like me don't mess things up, is that the idea?
Yeah, and it can put a timer so you can't play on it for too long.
So all these Zenpads have a camera both on the front and on the back. Tell me about the camera.
So the cameras have our PixelMaster technology. So for the front camera, you can take panorama selfies. For a lot of people, the back mode, there's a low light mode that boosts low light responsiveness, so you can get a picture in pure darkness, essentially.
Well, actually, one of the other features you didn't mention is the beautification mode, which is my favorite.
Well, it's available on all 3 of them, and it lets you thin your cheeks, add some blush, make your eyes larger.
Okay, now we're talking. Give me a quick overview of the construction of these and also the I/O.
So for the most part, you had your standard micro USB port for charging. You have a power button, volume button. They all have micro SD slots. The C7 has a embossed leather cover on the back, which gives it a look like leather. And the 10 comes in a variety of colors. All
right, next I want to check out this ZenPad S8. This really feels like a Zen phone, but in a tablet form, and it's more of an enthusiast tablet.
Yeah, so it has more enthusiast spec hardware. You get the Intel Atom Z3500 series.
Now this feels really light and thin for a tablet of this size.
So it only weighs 0.65 pounds, and it's only about a 1/4 inch thick.
How much RAM comes in these?
So you can get it in either 2 or 4 gigs of RAM. The 4 gigs of RAM is really good for multitasking and work.
And tell me a little bit about the screen.
The screen's a 2K panel. It's 4:3 ratio. Great for going through office documents or just looking at photos.
So with that 4:3 aspect ratio and all the RAM, this is really good for somebody who does a lot of work on their tablet.
Yeah, I mean, if you use Google Docs or Microsoft Office, you can essentially switch between Word and Excel and leave both apps residing in memory instead of having them close out.
And that takes more time when they close out every time. And when you're working for long sessions, that's a big problem.
Yeah, it makes just switching back and forth a lot quicker.
So like all tablets of this size, it's really portable, but this has a lot of power inside of it too.
Yeah, it's great for work and play.
Thanks for showing us the highly anticipated Zenpad lineup.
Thanks for having me.
And as Tuan always says,
it's your gateway to Zen.
Well, there you have it. Couldn't say it any better myself. For Newegg TV, I'm Seth Rotkin.